development spend for this year is expected to be in the region of £2.75 billion. With this, I end my presentation, and along with Dr. Ralph Smith, Mr. Pesharodi and Ranjit, will be happy to take any questions that you may have.
Okay, that's the management of Tata Motors, which is detailing their numbers. The standalone business this time has disappointed yet again, but it's JLR which has come to the rescue. So this time around, you know, the picture that you're getting of the stock, actually, it's on an adjusted basis. But if you see towards end at the last closing price, Nigel, the stock did recover from the low point of trade, and there was something in the numbers which got the street excited towards the end.
Definitely, we did see it hit an intraday low of around 272 odd, and from there it did move all the way to 285. But however, that last half an hour adjustment is what did lead to the stock closing at around that 279 odd. Interesting to see what the brokerage reactions would be.
100 crore charge to your you said income from subsidiaries, and of which 250 crores is in the quarter. So what is the remaining part? I mean, is it a future charge or is it?
So you want to explain now. You have income from subsidiaries 1500 crores, which is the dividend I talked about.
Okay, so of that, it has been 253.27 crore for the quarter. So is that?
So something wrong. Can we talk about it after the meeting? I'm not clear about the question.
Okay. Any other questions? Yeah.
Yeah, this is for Mr. Smith. We've seen that Jaguar Land Rover, especially Europe, is contributing about 20% to your sales, but the growth there is just 3%. So is the condition really bad in Europe? And is it the industry-wide phenomenon there, or just Jaguar Land Rover is going through a tough patch in Europe, because 20% of your revenues are coming from there?
Overall, as you know, the economy in Europe is not doing very well at this very moment. Therefore, the automotive industry is not doing very well, and the one company has a little bit more challenges than the other. And we are in a very lucky position, because based on a very strong product portfolio, we even can grow in Europe. And it's great to see that we also can grow despite the crisis in Europe.
Do you see the contribution from Europe going down and China increasing?
Overall, it's quite clear that we are very ambitious in China. We have a bigger dealer network. We are investing more also in China, in training centers, academies, just to become even more powerful in China. And as a result of that, we are going to sell more cars in China, and therefore it's quite natural that the overall percentage-wise, the other regions are going back. But that's a very good development.
Thanks. Next question, please. Yes, James.
Hi, two questions. One also on China. Chinese economy is slowing down. Are you seeing any effect of that on sales? I think the figure that was quoted at the start of the year was 20 to 30% growth. Is that still roughly what you're expecting for this year? And the second was on CapEx. I wondered if we could tempt you to say something about how much of the CapEx is the current CapEx spend is going on the mooted new sort of entry-level range, which has been revealed in some of the papers, and whether the CapEx plans that you announced previously are still on track.
Let's start with China. Overall, China is still growing. GDP growth of 7 or 8% is a very strong one. Other countries would be proud about it, especially if you think about the question from your side about China, about Europe at this very moment. And overall, the market in China, the biggest market in the automotive industry, is around about 18 million cars. We have got the ambition to sell around about 100,000 cars this year in China, we are on track, and I guess we think that this is a very ambitious target, but nevertheless that we also can achieve it because the economy in China is still strong. Concerning the investment, overall we are on track with our investment, and we are spending it wisely in product, in capacity, in people and training, so that we can make sure that we can have sustainable, profitable growth.
Yeah, Siddharth.
Sorry, so what are the average discounts on Jaguar Land Rover at the moment? I mean, there was some research report saying that the discount levels have increased. So have they increased? What are the average discount levels, and what is the ASP at the moment?
We have a very high demand all around the world for our vehicles. The very new all-aluminium Range Rover, the Range Rover Sport, which we are ramping up, does have waiting lists. Also the F-Type, which is our latest vehicle, which was parked outside, and you have seen the reception. Everybody looked at that car. So you see, although this car is very high in demand. So we are absolutely on track.
What are discount levels in the other models?
We don't talk about discount levels.
Are they higher or lower?
Okay,
If you have a nice waiting list, what do you think?
I have a question for Mr. Yadav. Mr. Yadav, here. Right. Just wanted to check, your margins are still at 2% from 7% domestic market. Do you see them here only at this level for the next couple of quarters, or there could be some expansion at least going forward?
As I said earlier, I think the margins will continue to be under pressure for the industry in general. The external environment is relatively weak, in terms of, particularly for the automotive industry, in terms of the key drivers of the demand. I'm talking industry in general. I'm not going to give you a number for our forecast margins for the future, but generally margins will be under significant pressure this year for all.
Sir, this is Kartika here from ET now. Just wanted to get a sense on the passenger vehicle segment. Could you share with us what's the kind of production levels that you're working on currently, and how are the inventories in the passenger vehicle segment? To also give us a sense on the strategy, I understand that you have launched a couple of refreshments, but when can we expect new brands possibly coming in the passenger vehicle segment, and why is the delay in the nano diesel? If you could give us a sense on that.
Well, that's a number of questions you've asked, so let me attempt to try and answer those. I think CR covered in his slides as well